want to thank you very much for coming through to the show to give us an update on a story that you did not too long ago about the councillors owing roughly $1 million plus to the city. What's the latest update on that?
We don't have a lot of new information on that, unfortunately. This is part of the auditing requirements for cities and for local governments all over South Africa. So the Auditor General, bless him, requires that cities have to publish a list of overdue accounts owed by its own councillors. That's part of the legislation now, and that's built into all of the proper financial results that we come out. So come February, we had a couple of sets of financial results come out of local governments, including that of Johannesburg, and buried away, and you have to go deep into the document. In one of the footnotes, you will find the list of councillors and what they owe. Between 24 or so councillors, you have R1 million that they, as city officials, owe the city that they work for. It's entirely possible that we think in at least some of these cases, bills went astray and people weren't notified because the city machinery does not work that well. As a resident, I know full well that you're not going to get your bill in the mail every month, and that might be the post office as much as it is the city. We don't know exactly how they came to this number. We don't know what the individual circumstances of these councillors are.
Has any action taken place as yet?
As far as we know, no. The city has not been hugely responsive on these issues. Keep in mind that although we're dealing with public officials, practically speaking, we're also dealing with the personal information of individuals. So it's very hard for us to knock on the city's door and demand to see the actual underlying bills, for instance. We know that all kinds of noises have been made about following up on accounts, broadly speaking, and cleaning up the system, broadly speaking. So one should hope that in council chambers, if nowhere else, there have been a couple of hard discussions.
So in your opinion, what then becomes the solution?
The city does need to make examples. The city has often talked about the need to cut off services from non-payers for people who have, for instance, been outstanding for more than 90 days. Now, in this case, we know that as of 30 June last year, we had 24 or so councillors who almost universally were more than 90 days overdue on their bills. 950,000 Rand or so of that R1 million plus was overdue for a long period of time. What I would personally love to see from the city is a set of numbers saying this is how much councillors still owe as of today. Draw current numbers for us. Don't make us wait for the annual financial statement cycle to come through, and tell us what happened. Tell us especially if any of those people had their services disconnected, because then I think residents will start saying, hell, maybe I'd better pay mine too.
Hi, I'm Jen Sue and you're watching Joburg Today.